Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Tripoli here, back from the Lowers Mobile video. In today's video, guys, we have WoW. This was last week's WoW, and it wasn't all that intense. It was sort of intense. Basically, what had happened for it was the Chinese ended up being shielded. We had been zeroing a lot of like the Russians lately, so the Russians really didn't stand a chance. The Chinese were under their maintenance shields because the country, or at least some of the people, were through a period of mourning or whatever for that, whatever that was, where they get like the 36-hour shields to mourn for the ones who fall into the virus. So basically, it was just kind of like a free-for-all type of thing for all of us. We kind of just managed between all the alliance who got what forts and whatnot. But then there was QTR and TWL who ended up fighting for base. If you saw in the first clip, Mr. Al-Haji did come for S2N on that fort at Tempest. He wanted that fort, so he kind of came and soloed Mo out, as you could see there. And it was a crappy situation, nothing I wanted to be really a part of. So I went over to our friendly neighbors BL and joined them for a little bit. And then they kind of said, hey, there's Comet Fort. If you want Comet Fort for your guild, you should go for Comet Fort. So I go over to Comet Fort, and I was just kind of like looking to see what was in there. And sure enough, there was a bunch of Cav and range T3. So I was like, okay, easy solo, let's go. Minimal, really like amount of T2. Let's like kind of maximize amount of T4 in there in this March. My range is pretty strong, so I don't really have to worry about too much. I mean, I looked the report again just to make sure. Switched to my range gear after speed, and it's coming in, and you'll see exactly what happens, and I feel god awful for this. Honestly, I feel so bad. Probably should just message him just to leave, but whatever. He knew what I was getting into probably coming up into this. Guess what? Nearly capped his leader. 1,450 survived only. I only had about 5k T2 reds, and this guy just got a load of T3 reds and wounded. I could have come over. I could have soloed the guy. I felt like that was kind of like rude. That would be kind of rude to come over and solo the guy. This guild, they're around the fort. I don't know. I'm kind of like passive with them. I don't necessarily like hitting them too much. But as you can see, Mr. Harry Bob came over and he was scouting our fort. So I'm like, we're gonna call at this point. I'm like, hey, Moath, Percy, hey, I kind of need you over here, bro. Like, I need you on this fort. I need you to come take this. Because this guy's got a gold songstress. He's like 680 mil. There's no telling what he's packing in that account, the kind of stats. So I'm thinking to myself, well, I need somebody bigger to come take this fort for me, because no way I survive, especially with the amount of reinforcements I've got currently. It just didn't seem, it just did not seem viable. Look at that gear. That gear is definitely a step up from mine. He's probably got better jewels as well. As you can see, allied troops are heading and they're getting sped up. It's Percy sending T5. 300k to be specific. As you can see, QTR is holding a Tempest. Guess what, guys? Look at Mr. Takajistim. I don't know how to pronounce that. He's in his monster hunt gear, 862 million might, and he's sending a full 375k T4 march. I'm like, why is this guy marching on us, right? And well, guys, you'll see what happens here in just a moment. Your reinforcements are being attacked by Mr. Taka's team. Well, I'm pretty sure this guy just sent a full 375k T4 march, and he didn't even switch to range gear. He literally hit in monster hunt gear, guys. Yeah, this guy wasn't really probably in the right mindset. He thought he could solo our fort. Our fort had T5, and I'm pretty sure Percy was controlling it. I go over, I scout this guy that I just ported over, Mr. T5 only, and I see he's got so many range units. I'm like, guys, if you want to come solo this, go solo this. I felt bad for the guys. If I came at this guy, I could probably do some damage, but honestly, even still, my infantry attack isn't too good. So I posted this into our little alliance group chat. And as you can see, Mr. Harry Bob said they're jokers, don't worry about them. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to solo or anything. I was kind of thinking about it, but I was like, let the poor guy go, right? Because if I try to come at him, if other people try to come at him, maybe he's going to get a bunch of reds. I'll let somebody else basically do what I don't necessarily want to do. Guess what, guys? Mo comes in at the top. You can see him coming for him, and he has now just dropped him like 4 or 5 million. He walks back, as you can see. This guy's still in his range gear. Mo's pretty set in infantry himself, so as you can see, he sent a full infantry march. Probably 375k. I don't know if he did send full T4 or not, but as you can see, he did mess him up quite a bit. But guess what? He's got more range. So what's left to do? Mo got that report back, and now he's going to send another attack at him. He's got to heal his infirms because he took a little bit. He's going to come in for a scout, trying to take a look at what he's got left. But as you saw from the report, it's majority range, so obviously the only thing you can do is send another infantry march at this castle. This guy did heal. He was online, but it looks like he did take quite a bit of reds or he just wasn't able to heal in time. I was kind of trying to take a look to see how much might he drop, so couldn't quite get there in time, so we just kind of had to scroll down the list and see where he was at. And T5 only down to 165 million, so overall he dropped about 13 million, I believe. Pretty nice hits from Mo. A lot of T3 reds probably for that guy. I don't know what he was doing with that comp. Maybe it was like a wall trap or something that I didn't really notice. Not really sure, but you know, he burned and he definitely got some reds, guys. So now we're just kind of sitting over here. BL got their fort, and now BL is now helping us with our fort. There's really no contest in this KVK for us. All of our friends are just kind of doing whatever, doing their own thing. But guess what, guys? We have QTR coming at TWL for base. A little friendly scrimmage, sort of. And as you can see at the top, battle for base, Mr. El Hadri 919 attacked TWL Goat Soar, resulting in a combined 80 million loss. Well, they sent a rally and they burned them out of base. And they pulled out of base, and now they're going to let TW refill, and then they're going to rally them again. So as you can see, they did rally again, and TWL pulled. This is like a tactic that they're using just to basically kill their troops and make them not want to try to hold base anymore. They're just going to keep coming at them with rallies until they can kill enough of their troops to make them back down. And we had ported over just a couple members of SIP just to kind of spectate or whatever. We weren't going to help either side because technically this is like QTR. I'm good friends with Al Hadri himself, and TWL, we're kind of sort of acquaintances, but you know they're in the alliance, so can't really join them at all. Like there's nothing I can do, right? So you just kind of gotta watch at this point. That's exactly what we did. We just kind of watched and let them go at it. And as you can see, Hadri's thing comes in and they burn Mr. Fluffy Vaz out of the base there, and it was just kind of like a basically. Yo, we're taking base. This is our base for QTR, but in the end, they basically kind of sorted it, and just to kind of make things a little more like peaceful or between all of us. Basically, QTR gave TWL the base right at the end. They said, well, because of this, we're just going to kind of, you know, we're going to pull, we're going to let you have it, because TWL was not going to move Mr. Al Hadri off of the base whatsoever. His gear is way too powerful. His stats are insane on that account. Not a chance they'd be able to move him off of base. They'd just be losing troops and losing troops and losing troops. Well, guys, with that being said, let's head into these reports. Okay, so I just took a look at my reports, and I just found out that I do not have the actual report from when I soloed the 1T3 guy out of the 4. I didn't save it. Then I guess I didn't feel the need to save it. Probably because I felt too bad for him. But regardless, let's get into this report from tilde el tak gestem, who attacked our reinforced fort here. So in our fort, we had, as you can see, 374,998 troops, and he sent that full range 375k T4 March, and he got 150k T4 Reds. But as you can see, his ranged attack familiar, the Trickstar familiar, is only like half leveled up. His Tailwind is maybe like level 2 maybe. and fair reward isn't too good. So his familiars overall aren't too good. Odds were definitely stacked against him. Even if he would have put on his gear, it wouldn't have done jack. We full countered him as well. So as you can see, we have Perchy has these like maxed out familiars. We have the Griffin maxed out. We have Gem and Gremlin maxed out. Pretty sure that is the little engineer dude. We have Aquarius maxed out, and another one I believe maxed out for funeral rites. And if we break into the breakdown of the report, this is what happened. We had, as you can see, we had 125k T5, and then we had 64,000 of two types of T4, and then we had 70,000 cav there. As you can see, these are the heroes. Yeah, he sent nothing like, nothing pay to play, just kind of like, normal free to play heroes with no gear. So keep in mind this was with no gear, and he didn't do all too well against us. I mean, props to him for trying, I guess. Great job, but in the end didn't really work too well. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is the end of the video, and leave a like, a comment, subscribe, love to see it, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.